In a world where the phrase, "eat healthy," has become as common as brushing your teeth, the meaning behind it often remains elusive. What exactly does it mean to eat in a way that supports our well-being? Doctors and health professionals may give general advice, but when it comes to specifics, what foods truly make a difference, how they work in the body, and what kind of benefits people can realistically expect, the answers are not always clear. However, recent research is beginning to shed light on some powerful yet surprisingly simple dietary choices that could have profound effects on our cardiovascular health. At the heart of this emerging story is a group of plant compounds known as flavin-3-ols, also called flavonols or catechins. These naturally occurring substances are part of a larger family of compounds called flavonoids, which are found in many of the plants we consume daily. Flavin-3-ols are not only responsible for the rich colors and flavors of certain foods, but they also appear to play a key role in protecting the body from chronic disease. Flavin-3-ols are particularly interesting because they're present in some of the most familiar and beloved foods around the globe. Think about the morning cup of tea, the satisfying crunch of an apple, the sweetness of ripe grapes, or the indulgence of a piece of dark chocolate. Each of these contains varying amounts of flavin-3-ols, which may be doing more than just pleasing the palate. They might actually be supporting the health of the heart and blood vessels. The science behind these compounds is both fascinating and promising. In 2022, one of the largest clinical trials to date, the COSMOS study, followed over 21,000 participants and revealed something remarkable. Those who consumed cocoa flavonols experienced a 27% reduction in deaths from cardiovascular disease compared to those taking multivitamin supplements. This finding alone sparked renewed interest in the potential of these everyday plant compounds to make a real impact on public health. But what exactly do these compounds do in the body? And how do they contribute to better heart health? To answer these questions, researchers conducted a comprehensive analysis of 145 randomized controlled trials involving more than 5,200 individuals. These studies explored the effects of various flavin-3-ol rich foods and supplements, including cocoa, tea, grapes, apples, and isolated compounds like epicatechin. The focus was on two critical indicators of cardiovascular health: blood pressure and endothelial function, which refers to how well blood vessels dilate and respond to changes in blood flow. What emerged from this extensive review was a consistent pattern of benefit. Participants who regularly consumed flavin-3-ols showed notable improvements in their blood pressure levels. On average, there was a drop in office-measured systolic, the top number, and diastolic, the bottom number, blood pressure. For individuals with already elevated blood pressure, the reductions were even more significant, bringing their numbers closer to healthier ranges. These changes, while seemingly small, can translate into major long-term benefits, including a reduced risk of heart attacks and strokes. Even more intriguing was the effect on endothelial function. The inner lining of blood vessels plays a crucial role in maintaining healthy circulation. When this lining functions properly, it allows blood vessels to relax and expand, ensuring smooth blood flow throughout the body. The studies found that regular intake of flavin-3-ols led to an improvement in this function, as measured by flow-mediated dilation, FMD. This means that even people with normal blood pressure levels experienced enhanced vascular performance, suggesting that these compounds may help prevent cardiovascular problems before they arise. One of the most compelling aspects of these findings is that the benefits were observed across a wide range of dosages and timeframes. Some studies tested the effects of a single dose, while others looked at longer-term consumption over weeks or months. On average, participants consumed about 586 milligrams of flavin, 3-ols per day, roughly equivalent to 2 to 3 cups of tea, 1 to 2 servings of dark chocolate, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, or a couple of apples. This level of intake is achievable through everyday food choices, making it a practical and accessible strategy for improving heart health. The beauty of flavin, 3-ols lies in their natural presence in foods that are already part of many people's diets. Unlike exotic superfoods or expensive supplements, these compounds come from sources that are familiar and widely available. Dark chocolate, for example, is often seen as a treat, but it turns out it might also be a tool for promoting wellness. Similarly, tea, a beverage enjoyed by millions each day, has been shown to offer measurable cardiovascular benefits when consumed regularly. It's important to note that while supplements containing isolated flavin, 3-ols were also studied, the results were generally less impressive compared to whole foods. This suggests that the full spectrum of compounds found in natural foods works together to enhance absorption and effectiveness. Whole foods contain not just flavin, 3-ols, but also fiber, other antioxidants, and nutrients that likely complement and amplify the positive effects of these compounds. For those interested in incorporating more flavin, 3-ols into their diet, the process doesn't require drastic changes. Small, thoughtful adjustments can make a big difference. Instead of reaching for a sugary snack, one could opt for an apple paired with a square of dark chocolate. Swapping out a midday coffee for an extra cup of green or black tea can add up over time. These kinds of substitutions are not only easy to implement but also enjoyable, making it more likely that people will stick with them. The implications of these findings are far-reaching. High blood pressure is one of the leading causes of heart disease worldwide, and even modest reductions in blood pressure can significantly lower the risk of serious complications. Recent guidelines from major medical organizations now recognize that blood pressure levels previously considered normal may still carry increased risk, especially if left unchecked over time. This makes lifestyle interventions like increasing flavin, 3-ol intake all the more important. Moreover, the fact that these benefits were observed in people with normal blood pressure levels suggests that flavin, 3-ols may act as a form of preventive care. By supporting healthy vascular function early on, they may help delay or even prevent the onset of cardiovascular issues. This aligns with the growing emphasis in modern medicine on prevention rather than treatment after the fact. Of course, no single food or compound is a magic solution. Heart health is influenced by a complex interplay of factors, including genetics, physical activity, stress management, and overall diet quality. Flavin, 3-ols should be viewed as one piece of a larger puzzle, working alongside other healthy habits to support long-term wellness. Still, the evidence is compelling enough to consider these compounds a valuable addition to any heart-healthy eating plan. They offer a natural, affordable, and potentially powerful way to improve cardiovascular outcomes without the need for prescription medications. While they may not replace necessary treatments for everyone, they can certainly serve as a meaningful supplement to traditional approaches. Looking ahead, researchers are eager to explore more about how flavin-3-ols interact with other aspects of health. For instance, while the current studies focus primarily on blood pressure and endothelial function, future investigations may uncover additional benefits related to cholesterol levels, inflammation, and cognitive function. There is also a growing interest in understanding how these compounds affect people with diabetes, where the results have been somewhat mixed so far. Another area of ongoing research involves the interaction between flavin-3-ols and medications. Since these compounds can influence blood vessel function and blood pressure, it's important to understand whether they might interfere with or enhance the effects of existing drugs. As with any dietary change, especially one that includes specific compounds with known biological effects, it's wise to consult with a healthcare provider to ensure safety and appropriateness for individual needs. Despite these considerations, the message is clear: the foods we choose to eat can have a profound impact on our health. Flavin-3-ols are a prime example of how nature provides us with tools to support our well-being in ways that are both subtle and powerful. Rather than relying solely on synthetic solutions, we can turn to the bounty of the natural world for protection and healing. This shift in perspective, from seeing food as mere fuel to recognizing it as a source of medicine, is gaining momentum. It reflects a broader movement toward integrative health, where the goal is not just to treat symptoms but to address the root causes of disease through holistic strategies. In this context, flavin-3-ols represent a promising avenue for rethinking how we approach heart health. Ultimately, the story of flavin-3-ols is one of connection, between the foods we eat and the health of our bodies, between scientific discovery and everyday life, and between the past and the future of nutrition. These compounds remind us that sometimes the most effective solutions are the ones we've been enjoying all along, hidden in plain sight within the fruits, teas, and chocolates that bring us pleasure. By choosing to pay attention to what we eat and how it affects us, we open the door to a healthier, more vibrant life. And there you have it, proof that the path to better heart health might just be hiding in your kitchen. Flavin-3-ols, these powerful plant compounds found in everyday foods like tea, dark chocolate, apples, and berries, aren't some secret ingredient from a lab or an exotic superfood you've never heard of. They're already part of many of our daily meals, waiting for us to notice their quiet, but mighty, impact. The message is simple: what we eat matters, not just for how we feel today, but for the long-term health of our hearts and blood vessels. These natural compounds don't require dramatic overhauls or expensive supplements. Instead, they offer a gentle nudge toward better habits, like swapping out a sugary treat for a piece of dark chocolate, adding an extra cup of tea to your day, or choosing fresh fruit when cravings strike. What's most exciting is how these small changes can add up over time. They may not seem like much at first, but studies show that consistent intake of flavin-3-ol rich foods can lead to real, measurable improvements in blood pressure and vascular function. And those improvements? They could mean fewer risks of heart disease, strokes, and other serious conditions down the road. Of course, no single food or compound is a magic bullet. Heart health is about balance, consistency, and making choices that support your body's needs. But with so much evidence pointing to the benefits of flavonols, it's clear that incorporating them into your diet is a smart move, especially when combined with other healthy habits like regular exercise, stress management, and good sleep. So next time you reach for your morning tea, enjoy a crisp apple, or savor a square of dark chocolate, remember that you're doing more than just enjoying a delicious moment. You're giving your heart a little boost. It's a reminder that sometimes, the best medicine comes in the form of something you already love. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the science behind flavonols and their role in heart health, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another episode. Thanks for watching.